The Chief Secretary is often termed as the alter ego of the Chief Minister. Discuss with examples the dynamics of their relationship in a state administration. Again, the previous question repeated differently. The previous question which we talked about in case of state Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. The same question is repeated. What do we say is that Chief Secretary is the most important administrative authority at the state level. Why? Because Chief Secretary at the state level combines the positions of a Cabinet Secretary, Home Secretary, Finance Secretary, and Disaster Management Authority, Planning Commission at the state level. Chief Secretary's position is a combination of all these positions at the central level. At the central level you have Cabinet Secretary, Home Secretary, then a Finance Secretary, and then we had this Niti Aayog. At the state level you have state planning boards. Then at the central level you have PMO, you have NDMA. At the state level all these functions are performed by Chief Secretary. That is the reason why we say that Chief Secretary is the most important, powerful position at the state level. And what we say is that the success of any state government depends on the capabilities of the Chief Secretary, the leadership qualities and the capabilities of Chief Secretary. And then we talk about over a period of time, how the Chief Secretary's position has been compromised at the state level due to politicization of the office of Chief Secretary. Due to politicization of the office of Chief Secretary, many things happened, which compromised the position of Chief Secretary in recent times. One is the emergence of coalition governments, as we have mentioned earlier. Second one is emergence of a rival power setter in the form of a CMO, Chief Minister's Office, on the lines of a PMO. And the third we have said is politicization of the office of Chief Secretary. Wherein the fourth one is the tendency of the state governments to extend the tenure of Chief Secretaries, which reduces the morale of civil servants. If you are extending the tenure of one person, means you don't have any confidence in the present bureaucracy. And the next one is Chief Secretaries acting more as the representatives of ruling political party than the head of the administration at the state level. And in recent times, again as we have said, this unholy nexus between Chief Secretary and the Chief Ministers had resulted in inefficient, corrupt administration. You give the examples. The tendency of the Chief Ministers to appoint civil servants with dubious credentials as the Chief Secretaries. That in Uttar Pradesh, Meera Yadav, who was appointed as Chief Secretary, even though she was accused of corruption. In other states also, give the example of Tamil Nadu. I remember in the class we discussed about Tamil Nadu also. Jayalalitha, there was this Chief Secretary who was arrested by CBI. So all these things, what they have done is that they have reduced the credibility enjoyed by the Chief Secretary because of the politicization of the office. Then give the recommendations. Yes. Now, central government cannot do anything with West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee. No, yes. No. But that is different. That is different. For example, when this guy was made Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi, whatever his name. Okay, as long as he is Yogi, we know that it is enough. Okay, what did the central government do? Officials from PMO went. They picked up the bureaucrats who can be working in the Chief Minister's office. The central government is remote controlling. If something good happens, the credit will go to the central government. Something bad, blame will go to Yogi Adityanath. Heads I win, tails you lose. That is what Narendra Modi's mantra. Okay. So we are not talking about those things here.